He sells that, really?
Dollar Tree
That's
sells.
nice. It must be plastic coated in
Yeah,
shiny plastic.
plastic coated plastic.
Right.
Okay, so are we audible? Can you guys fucking hear us at all? Like, I don't want to be too quiet when we start this shit.
It's weird because there's such a delay. I can't really.
It's like 15, 20 seconds. It's
Sure.
worse when we're playing Left 4 Dead than it is right now because the bandwidth's way higher for that.
Sure. I've used some rings. You could totally see them. I was so proud.
Amazing.
Yeah. I gotta bring that water over here, though.
Wow. That's a lot of blueberry.
Yep.
Okay, so what we're going to be doing on this stream is Mark doesn't know how to play EVE Online. He's my brother. He's had an account going for some time, but he's never actually played it. So the queue's just been kept going, trained the character for a while. So he's not a complete noob as far as that goes. We're going to go through a tutorial which I have written and delivered publicly on a couple occasions, and he's going to ask some questions anytime he comes up with one. And then after that, we're going to fit up some ships and hopefully get him a couple kills. I don't know if he'll ever actually enjoy the game, but we are just...
Help me. He's trapped me in his basement.
Yeah. He's locked down here until he kills something in EVE Online. But the thing is, I'd like to have some viewers. So if you guys could spread this around for me a little bit, I'm going to put it into the Spectre Fleet chat channel and probably a Mar local. If somebody could send it to the Jitta local, wherever you have friends that you might find would like this. It's a tutorial presentation with like a Google document that I'll have linked in here and stuff. But I don't just want to, you know, create it for the sake of creating it. I'd like to have some people viewing it. So if you guys spam that around, I'll get everything prepped up.
I wonder what are the proper channels for people looking how to learn EVE. I really wouldn't know.
Well, so like in the game, there's a number of different groups. Generally, like the best way recommended to people that are completely new joining, just get involved with a group like Brave Newbies, which is like a group specifically for new players.
Okay. Should post it in that.
Yeah, we probably could.
Doesn't that seem reasonable?
Yeah. The EVE University. So that's like another group. They're more specifically about teaching. Brave Newbies they're not necessarily specifically about teaching. They do a lot with the like new players, and they'll just take anybody in. But thanks Doorknob. That's fucking awesome, man. But like they don't have as many tutorial videos, and like EVE University has like a website with a bunch of different classes. In fact, I think they have something coming up soon where they are teaching people a bunch of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, my stuff is none of that.
I actually should pimp this in r/hookah.
No one in here. You can if you want. Yeah, at least we're smoking a hookah. That's somewhat relevant.
That's what qualifies. So like most of the posts in there are really just people
taking pictures of
taking pictures of their hookah and then whatever they're doing while smoking hookah.
Surfing.
Mostly it's like watching Game of Thrones, and it gets upvotes for some reason. So
Brian has a fucking application on his phone called Cigar Dojo that's very similar sounding to that, where it's just dudes like taking selfies, smoking cigars. That's it.
Yeah.
That's like the whole application. It's supposed to be like people reviewing cigars and stuff. It's really just people watching themselves smoke.
Sure. Hookah has a lot of discussion about like proper what's the word I'm looking for? Like hardware, hookah hardware and stuff.
Sure.
It kind of turns into a circle jerk a lot of the time. Everyone really loves Coming on the Moon and the Cloud Lotuses and stuff, so I don't know. It's kind of always the same shit over and over.
So
the Steam sale started.
I just did the fleet interception thing. It was like an hour-long recording. It's on the past history for the broadcasts or whatever. So I'm not doing that, which would be probably the place to start for you. But we're going to talk about the actual fun stuff instead.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've done some basic functions in it. I've gone on a raid or two before, but
A raid? Holy shit!
Raid? What is it?
It's not a raid.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. I don't know. I think the camera is sinking down. Do you see our shot? Now we're at the top of it, and there's.
Oh yeah, you can see the back of the.
Yeah, you can see the back of the monitors. Damn, more duct tape. That's what'll get it done.
Super professional up in here. Okay, is it better?
Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking. Yeah, it is better.
Okay.
It's already fixed.
Okay.
I was just in the middle of the stream. It's just slowly creeping down.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're just listening to us and looking at the backs of your dual monitors.
I hope they're all enjoying my green carpet.
Yeah. If you didn't look as old as you are, people would think you were in your mom's basement.
Yeah.
But they don't know that you are in your basement.
It's my basement, baby.
With your green carpet. I gotta look at the Steam's fall sale. I must.
Look at this. I'm going to stream this game, and all they're going to see is this.
A slideshow.
A slideshow.
Microsoft PowerPoint. How to play.
How to play EVE Online. It's a little more complicated than just one thing.
Doorknob's gonna get like banned
Yeah,
for spamming or something.
No, he's a hero, man. He's helping us out.
No, for sure. He's the man for us.
Yeah.
For like anyone else, it's like, oh, he's spamming links.
Well, no. So you don't understand that Jitta local is nothing but spam.
Really?
Absolutely, and it's totally allowed. And in fact, the spam that he's gonna put up so much more useful than nearly
The gold
everything
farming
that's
or something?
said. No. It's not like farming stuff. It's like people trying to scam other people. So like they'll be like, I'll double your ISK, send me money, and I'll send you back double. And somehow that is like something that's perpetuated and actually works. That's
Okay.
yeah. It's a crazy thing. Like it must be a lot of idiots out there. I mean, we know from life experience, there's a lot of idiots out there,
It's
right?
true.
But like, why would you assume that?
In an anonymous video game, why
Right.
would you listen to someone? Send me money, I'll send you twice as much. Why would anyone do that? Like, why? There's no payout for them.
Right. There's no sense in it whatsoever. It doesn't make sense. So this is the opening to my PowerPoint presentation. What do you think?
I love that you have a PowerPoint presentation.
I have
for this.
multiple PowerPoint presentations.
All right.
Yeah, it's serious business.
Are there graphics? Are there images?
Oh yeah, I've looked.
Do you-
I don't
when
want
you
to spoil it, but there's diagrams and shit.
When you change slides, will they part and like bounce in and
No,
stuff?
I thought that stuff's annoying. Plus, the other thing is, because I'm running it in the in-game browser, so it's not great at it.
Oh, okay.
If it wouldn't completely kill our bandwidth, I'd say you should join that chat so you talk to people too. But I mean, they can hear you, and I can type for you if you wanted me to type something.
Well, they can hear me speak. so I don't think I need to type.
Sorry, Amar Local. You're getting some spam too.
Oh, my Steam app doesn't.
Well, we're up to 7.
7 now. Whew. Could open the stream page.
Yeah, he's kind of right. That might work. But they can, I don't know, just talk to them.
Yeah,
That's the point.
They can just hear me.
It's nice, though, because, like, this is super instantaneous.
Mm-hmm. Wow, the number's rising.
That is delicious.
Isn't it, though?
And also, if you talk,
It's really low.
no, you sound like Bane from Batman.
So you sound like a rich gay pirate.
Whoa,
Why did they give him that voice?
I don't know.
It's completely stupid.
Was that? I thought that was a reference to some like old thing. Apparently, that was just out of nowhere. Because right, like he was the cartoon version. They never had him anywhere.
I don't really know enough about Batman to speak knowledgeably, but
Does anybody know about Batman? Why does Bane sound like a fucking maniac? Like
he sounds like Sean Connery on Helium. It's like a higher voice,
Batman,
and he's got the
fuck you.
right. Oh, okay.
Hey, look! Somebody said it looks good. We got this shit going.
Oh my gosh.
I should get a beer or something while we're sitting here.
I think education is always improved by the teacher being drunk.
I should just slam a bunch of
from
bourbon or something. Alright, so all you need to know about frigates is that they just keep moving. And, orbit?
About frigates? Are we gonna... Oh my gosh, that's what this is.
Frigate tactics.
Oh, see, I should be looking at your PowerPoint that you have.
Yeah.
I'm not utilizing your visual aids.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
You're not zoned in. I'm gonna put a couple. I'm gonna link it up in Amar again and see if we can snag a couple more.
Bane fell into a tank of sulfur hexafluoride as a kid.
Is that a real thing? Is sulfur hexafluoride? Did somebody just Wikipedia that shit?
Probably, yeah. Oh, apparently there's a link to YouTube.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it's someone explaining it.
That guy must have really good internet if he can go on YouTube and stream shit.
Is that so? Streaming takes that much?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it only takes a lot when you're going both ways. Because like we have the stream up, but we're also streaming. It's probably not necessary entirely, but...
Well, you could pause the stream, I guess.
Meh.
But, I mean, we can see ourselves in the left one, so there's no reason to run the right one besides knowing how late the lag is. But that's kind of distracting anyways, because I see you doing different things than you are. Right now, I'm looking at you making this hand motion.
Just don't.
Well, it's hard. That's what I'm saying, though, is that if it's taking the bandwidth, we don't necessarily need to see it.
Yeah, I get a couple people when I link it in Amar.
Oh, okay. I know what sulfur hexafluoride is. I think we didn't click the YouTube video, but it's like a really heavy gas that lowers your voice.
Right, but his voice isn't that low. It's kind of squeaky and weird.
It's. I mean, for how big he is, it is pretty high.
Well, it starts high and gets low. He kind of sounds like a cartoon chicken. Hello. All right, spam the shit for me, dudes. A couple more 10. People. Yeah, 10's not good enough. I want a few more.
10 is not good enough.
Not good enough.
We need more people to learn. Aren't you glad you chose a mechanical keyboard when you started streaming?
Yeah, I love this keyboard. Honestly, you can never go wrong with a mechanical keyboard. It's so nice, but people hate it. Like, I'm sure, like, oh, all I hear is a bunch of sounds like a machine gun. Yeah, well, learn to type, noobs. But actually, the reason I think it sounds like it's going really fast because it clicks when you click down and it clicks when you click up. So like every click is 2.
Yeah. I use a loud keyboard as well, but it's not like that.
Well, I also
use it. You're playing games with a typewriter.
Yeah, I wish I was playing games with a typewriter. I feel like I would be better at them then. We were playing Left 4 Dead before we started streaming this, and we're not great at it.
No. Although we had our first round, we came in, and our team had really gotten whooped, so the whole game was just spent like trying to come back from it, and I think we could have had we had the chance on the first portion. And some dude told us to suck a fag. So that's, yeah. I guess that's the demographic for Left 4 Dead. Did you pimp this in r/Eve yet? You could easily do it.
I didn't. I guess it could. Okay, we're at 15. I'd probably take 15.
Well, it's steady rising.
Yeah, it's good. So, for any of you that are just catching up, Mark here doesn't play EVE Online. I do. And I'm going to teach him how to do some things. We're going to go through a advanced frigate tactics tutorial, which a lot of it will probably fly over his head, but it's good because he's going to be sure to ask a lot of questions about all the stuff that I'm talking about during the presentation. And I think 15 is probably good enough to at least start.
Yeah, sure.
I feel, like people are going to miss out on stuff, but that's okay.
Oh, it's up to 16.
Hooray!
It's even better.
16 is better than 15. You're right.
That's, that's college paying for itself right there. 15 greater than 16.
You just said it backwards.
Did I really? No way, did I seriously?
We can check the archive later, but you just said 15 greater than 16.
God damn it. Oh well.
Okay, well anyways, let's get rolling. So, like I was saying, this is the Advanced Frigate Tactics tutorial. I went over this live one other time, but I forgot to archive it actually, so it's not out anywhere. And it was like an hour-long thing, but I'm going to try and go through it a little bit faster. I just want you to speak up, ask questions as we're going along. So this is the discussion topics that this presentation covers. Ship types, in particular kiting versus brawling, setups, target isolation tactics, identifying vulnerable targets out of groups, aggression timers, on-grid separation, and fleet harassment techniques.
Okay.
These are the ship types that are commonly used for this type of gameplay. It's very possible and very, viable, I guess, to do the same sort of things with cruisers, but generally they have to be higher-end cruisers. That's not entirely true, but it is. It's harder because the speed difference between you and your targets is less in most cruisers, and some of them are like the ones that are a lot faster than other cruisers tend to be more expensive.
Okay.
So that's the way to put it, I guess, if you really don't know much. So like assault frigates, combat interceptors, faction frigates, and T1 frigates. All of those are frigates. Destroyers are not frigates.
Okay.
They're like a completely separate class, but they are good at killing frigates, which happen to be what your target will tend to be when you're doing the sort of tactics that I'm going to discuss in this. So that's why that's on the list, even though it's not a frigate.
Sure. And so is the only overarching feature of these that they are frigates?
Yeah, I mean, there's differences between all of them. So like assault frigates tend to be heavier, tanked, and higher DPS output, while also slower. Okay. Recently they changed it, not recently, probably about a year ago now. They changed it so that there's like a signature radius bonus built into the ship hull. Interceptors also get that same, not same, but they get a similar bonus for their signature radius with micro-warp drives.
Okay.
And that helps them stay alive because, do you know what signature radius is?
No, I know.
Okay.
I was going to ask.
Okay, well, signature radius is like the size of your ship according to other ships. You know what I mean? So that it's like what other ships see you as. And when you use a micro-warp drive, it makes that signature a lot bigger.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how that works.
Hey, John. Thanks, Tornado.
Thank you. Okay, so anyway, a lot of this variety of stuff is done in kiting ships.
Okay.
Kiting ships, there's like a couple different ways to do it. Like you can do what's called scram kiting, or you can do what I would refer to as like a classic kiting, where you're not inside a scram range. And generally, you want to try and have targets, or not targets. You want your ship to be able to hit around 20 kilometers or more, and you want to stay outside of 12 to 14 kilometers, depending on what you're fighting against. Now, there's always exceptions, like certain ships get bonuses to the range of their scramblers, and warp scramblers will shut micro-warp drives down, and when that gets shut down, unless you're very specialized in your setup, you'll essentially stop moving.
Okay.
And then when things overtake you in ships that are designed to kite, you will get wrecked.
Okay.
So that's generally how that works.
So that's like the danger of being in a kiting ship?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, so like advantages of a kiting ship is that you have the ability to like go after something, and if it's going poorly, overheat the micro-warp drive, pull range, and try and leave. You're not like as committed as if you were to try and use a brawling ship.
Okay.
So that bodes well for this kind of thing where you're going to be going against multiple people, because you don't necessarily know if there's going to be like, okay, as a for instance, right?
Okay.
So let's say you see some guy in a cruiser in a belt. You're like, I can take that guy. I'm in a frigate designed for PvP. This guy's probably just ratting.
Right.
And you go and you point that guy. Well, if you're in a kiting ship, you point that guy, and when his Falcon alt decloaks,
yeah,
and the Falcon is like a jamming ship that will generally lock you out permanently.
Sure.
You can then try and leave.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the advantage. You have the ability to actively control the location of a skirmish that's happening as well.
Okay.
So because you're kiting, you're also moving, and because you're moving, other ships that are trying to come in and assist that initial target, they're landing not in the correct location to actually do so.
Okay.
And that's another really helpful part of kiting. So as a fight happens, if it's, in frigates, it may move, 70, 80 kilometers, and, friendly targets warping from somewhere inside the system, it takes time to warp. So you may have moved, 30 or 40 kilometers by the time they land.
Okay.
And in those instances, you've separated the initial target from the guys that are trying to help him.
Mm-hmm.
So the disadvantages, like I was mentioning, if you get scrammed, you're probably done for. You have no ability to stop other people's micro-warp drives, so usually you're not going to be fit with a scram. Although that's not entirely true. Like I said, everything's got an exception.
Sure.
But one thing that's for sure true is if you stay outside of scram range of other ships, you won't be able to scram them, which means you also, and you really probably don't know what MJD is, but MJD stands for Micro Jump Drive.
Okay.
They've added them into the game, and they can be fixed onto battleships and battle cruisers, and what they do is they wind up for 10 seconds, and then they jump the ship instantly forward 100 kilometers.
Okay.
Now, usually,
like a teleportation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people are pretty good at aiming them, and they can use them for like combat, where they will go after a particular target and like jump on their ship. But in this instance, like in most instances, people will use them to escape you because, like a normal warp disruptor, which you'll be using to stop them from warping, doesn't stop the micro jump drive from activating. So like, even if you're holding them and orbiting them and doing really well against them, they can still escape.
Sure.
So that's a disadvantage. And then the other thing is they generally have lower DPS. Like, as a general rule in the game, the further you are from something, the less damage it can do. Unless you're talking about like their ability to track you. But as a general rule, hiding ships will do slightly less damage than a brawling counterpart.
Sure.
So if you had a thorax, which is a cruiser, but let's just go with it. The thorax can be fit with blasters, which are close-range weapons, and it can be fit with railguns, which are long-range weapons.
Right.
Blasters, if it's set like all-out DPS, like 600 or 700 DPS. Railguns, probably like 400. I mean, I don't know the exact numbers, but like less DPS, but more range.
Sure.
So anyway, I'm going to fix the camera, but you have questions about that?
No, not really, actually. That's an interesting choice, though, for the developers not to, for the same hardware, not to stop jump drives as do warp drives.
Well, it's designed to give some more use to the battleship and battlecruiser class. They were not being used a lot because they're very easy to pin down. Okay. They use large weapons, and they don't get too. Is this looking like we're looking at the right place again?
Yeah. Yeah, fixing it.
Oh, that duct tape. Yeah.
That duct tape is fixing it. Perfect.
Give me that.
Of course. Should we be preparing anything while we're doing this? What we're going through?
No, because we're going to go over it on the stream. Anybody in the stream is welcome to ask questions. Mark's kind of watching that screen for us, so he'll mention if we got one.
This is the first news of my duty to watch that stream. I should get the tongs and rotate these, though.
Okay, you do that. So anyways, I'm going to keep talking.
Yeah, sounds good.
Stuff that's important for kiting is knowing how fast your target is. So when we undock, I'll show you. There's your overview on the right-hand side.
Okay.
That can include the speeds of every other ship on grid. And really? So as long as you watch that and you know how fast you're able to go, did that coal completely disappear?
No. I took it. It's right here. Okay. I took it off to ash it.
Anyway, that allows you to figure out whether something's faster than you or not.
Okay. It shows their maximum speed?
No.
It shows
their actual speed.
Okay.
People tend to use their maximum speed.
Right.
And then overheat further when necessary.
Okay.
So keeping an eye on that. I mean, and once you're good at it, you'll have a general idea of how much speed a particular ship is likely to have. So, not saying that you'll memorize this stuff right off the bat, but once you've flown a lot of different things, you'll go, I know that my Ares is way faster than Jaguar. Not that that's a great fight for you. Like, if you're in an Ares, you don't really want to fight a Jaguar. But, or a Jaguar.
Jaguar? Who says Jaguar?
I thought that was like a UK thing.
Really?
Somebody's pronouncing it slightly differently than us.
Okay.
Yanks. Wow, those coals are like not up anymore. Anyway, so the other thing that's really important is, aside from their speed, obviously you want to keep track of what range your target is at, and that's normally on the overview. Okay. But what you'll want to do is set it up by distance. So you want the the closest ship to be at the top, and the farthest ship to be at the bottom. And then what that allows for is obviously if something is moving up that list,
right,
they're closing in on you, and you'll be able to see that range through the whole thing. Based on speed and mass of the ship, you want to determine whether you're setting an orbit, range, distance, whatever. Okay. It's based on character skills. It's based on the mass and the fits of the ship. It's based on the hull that you've chosen. So, like if we go out and we use a kiting ship, before we go, you and I will go to some safe spot and we'll figure out what range you want your orbit distance set to, because the automatic orbiting thing is actually useful, especially for new pilots. Trying to spam around and do the manual clicking stuff, it's really, really super important to eventually get good at it. But since you never are going to play this game again, I think for today in particular, we'll figure out what that range is. We'll leave a buffer zone of 3 to 4 kilometers at the end. So as for instance, we'll be going out with, I don't know, I think you can fly a slicer. We'll figure out. And that ship has a 22 kilometer TPS range. It has a 24 kilometer point range, which point is another for warp disrupt. And it's relatively low mass the way that we're going to set it up. So you'll probably set an orbit distance of around 18 kilometers, and that will pull you to 20. And so you'll be doing good DPS because you're still inside of your range, and you'll be doing, you won't accidentally skirt outside of your point range, so you won't lose the target.
And so the point range is based on the hardware of the ship? Yeah,
so the standard for PvP is to use a Tech 2 warp disruptor, and that is 24 kilometers. The lesser modules of Tech 1, I think, starts at 20. And they kind of range between there. You can buy faction modules that go a lot further, but they cost a lot more money. So as an example, I think a Republic Fleet Warp Disruptor is 130 million, where the Tech 2 is about 1 million, maybe 1.5, which is a significant increase. And you only get an additional 6 or 7 kilometers. So generally they're reserved for ships that get bonuses that maximize that. But that's really not relevant. But that's what that's for. So this is important. If situations start to go bad, and you know it, don't a lot of new players, and I bet you'll probably do this too. A lot of new players just hit warp. They go right click and just try and warp to any random celestial. And that's one of the worst things you can do, because what that does is your ship stops, turns towards that particular target, or coasts and turns toward that particular target, but it slows down how fast you're moving, and allows enemy drones to catch up to you, allows ships that were previously having a hard time hitting you to track you. And a lot of times new players will have that instance where they'll be like, I was almost out, I was in warp. No, you weren't. You were trying to warp, and your ship stopped moving and then got finally blown up. So the way to do it is select a celestial, and you'll do that by looking around in space for something that's in front of you already. And you will move directly towards that. So you'll let's say it's the sun. You see the sun's in front of you, you're putting the target behind you. You align towards that, overheat your MWD, and then warp off. Now, you don't always want to just warp to the sun. Normally, you want to try and warp to something better than the sun. But as an emergency, a lot of people keep the sun on their overview, and it's easy to find and warp to. So, yeah, the other thing is you just, throughout all of it, and you can see I have it on the thing.
Keep shooting.
Yeah, keep shooting. Absolutely, because that's the other thing. A lot of people will just be like, well, I need to escape, so I'm going to pull my DPS off the target. What's the point in that? You might as well keep shooting. A lot of times,
that's true.
That will back them off, if as much as possible.
So when you're saying exiting this fight, you're talking about catching something in front of you in your orbital pattern and then going from that?
Right. So let's do this. Let's say this is the target. And this is you. You're orbiting it, right? And things start to go bad. You want to warp when you're here to that celestial. You don't want to be here and then go, I want to warp to there, and then transect where this person is, because then you're going to run right into them. Or even if you don't run into them, you're going to get closer to them, which, like we said before, that raises your DPS up and results in.
So if you do that again, you put it this way. Okay. So if I were coming around, wouldn't I want to wait until I was here, because then I'd already be aligned with?
Yeah, theoretically, yeah. I mean, that you're already traveling this way, sure, right. But like, the main point is you don't want to pick something that is going to put you into this path, and you don't want to pick something that you're not already likely to be traveling towards. Okay. So like, if you're here and you have that warp out, sure, you can just hit warp and go, right? But if you're coming around, you're going to want to align first, which is going to pull you in a path something like this. Okay. And then you'll hit that warp. So, you do reduce some transversal as that's happening. Okay. You're right. And probably doing it at a 90 degree to it would be even more superior. Would be superior. But sure. Either way, if you did either one, you'd be doing better than most. Right. Don't ever just spam warp. So let's keep going. Okay. So this is the brawling stuff. As a general rule, that is fighting inside of scram and web range. Okay. You'll be using close range weapons. You can be afterburner fit, micro warp drive fit, or dual prop fit. Ships that are dual prop are really fun to fly because they can sort of do both. You can run ships down with the micro warp drive, and then once you get in range, you can turn on your afterburner. A lot of people don't like dual prop. Whatever. It's subjective, but I know that it works, so it's worth looking into. Afterburners are superior once you're inside of scram range. MWD gets shut down by warp scramblers, okay. And so truly, if that's your only prop mod, when you get inside of scram and web range, that becomes a dead module. That becomes a spot that you've done nothing useful with. There's certain ships that, like, it's hard to warrant an afterburner. For instance, a Brutix, so a battle cruiser. Okay. Afterburner doesn't really propel that ship forward very fast. Micro warp drive gets it moving fast enough to catch things, and once it catches it, the ship is designed to just beat the crap out of people. Okay. But if you're brawling, so you're going to be inside the scram range for an MWD, right? Yeah. So what would be, I guess, what is the advantage of it? Just catching up. Just to actually get onto the target. Sure. Yeah. So like an afterburner on a lot of frigates is awesome. A lot of frigates are, like 1,600 meters a second or more with an afterburner. And you can move around while scrammed, just exactly the same as if you were, not scrammed. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like sort of the difference that has been shown to me just now is that the kiting really is better for if you're really not sure. It sounds like if you're brawling, you're in it to win it. Like if you come in, you're gonna get scrammed probably. I mean, most likely, right? Well, it depends on the target. So that's another thing. Is if you're hunting like most PvE targets, so like people that are just trying to make money, they aren't gonna try and pin you at all. So having a ship with a micro warp drive that dives right into scram range, shuts down their MWD, shuts down their micro jump drive. Sure. That can be super advantageous because you've got the best of both worlds. You can go super fast, get in range, start dealing DPS, and they're not going to shut it down. Right. Usually, MWDs, once you get in range, you turn it off anyway because you don't want to orbit so fast that you are missing your own target. Okay. It depends what you're flying though too. So yeah, advantages. You've got higher DPS. You've got the ability to hard tackle. That's what like sometimes is referred to as like scramming and webbing. Okay. That just means that you've held them down, and then you've shut down things with micro jump drives. You've shut down things that can move away really quickly with micro warp drives. Right. They have to have a better tank because they're going to have more DPS coming in because there's going to be more things that are generally able to hit you at close range, and they're going to be able to hit you harder. Plus, more other ships trying to help are likely to like come in and be able to assist. Okay. The other thing is once you're in with that ship, unless you kill the target or unless it was like a guy ratting and making money, you're going to be there until one of you is dead.
Right.
The other, I mean, that's not 100%. Like I said, there's always an exception. So the ways to get around that are ECM drones, which are like drones that shut down. Keep that going, by the way.
Oh, well, that's impossible. It's going to burn out. You have to repack some.
Okay. Anyway, so ECM drones, like, well, remember I was mentioning the Falcon before?
Yeah.
They kind of do a similar thing to that. They have lower odds of it. A lot of people hate them, and they do kind of suck. But when you are going out solo, they're a great option because you can grab a target that might be bait for a bunch of other stuff, and if you're lucky, when the bait gets sprung, you have jammed out that target and can just warp away.
Right.
So it's kind of, it's an option.
So the ECM drones shut down their scrams and whatnot?
It completely unlocks your ship.
Oh,
so
really?
the enemy can't lock you, they can't do damage to you, they can't scram you, they do nothing.
Okay.
Their drones will still be applying DPS, but they won't be able to hold you in position anymore.
Okay.
And they can be helpful for giving you an advantage as far as dealing DPS. Let's say you've just attacked them with something that you don't have necessarily a lot of tank. You may be able to jam them out, giving you enough time to be in a better position, or giving you enough time to deal damage with your guns while they are no longer able to deal much DPS.
Okay.
There's reasons to use it. I think they've sort of fallen out of favor since they changed the way that jamming works, but you don't care about that.
Okay.
They're still popular, still a good option.
I thought about, it reminded me of Thunderdome.
What?
Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. You said, you were like, when you enter a fight,
one of you's dead.
Yeah.
Two
men
ships
enter, one man
Yeah.
leave.
It's that exact problem.
Right.
So, yeah, brawling key points. 1-versus-1 frigate combat, and this is true of a lot of kiting stuff too, but you overheat from the start of it.
Okay.
You get in the grid, once you get tackle, you overheat right away. The reason for that is that frigate fights are over really fast generally,
Okay.
and being able to take something out before it takes you out is only a matter of like a few seconds, and a lot of the frigates are really evenly matched, so you want to take advantage of everything that you possibly can as you're doing this. So engage realistic targets and expect to be pinned down. Target selection stuff is hard when you don't know anything about the game,
Right.
but as a rule, I mean, assault frigates are excellent at killing interceptors. They're sort of, they're not, I wouldn't say they're designed for it, but okay, here we got a question.
Oh my gosh. Are there some instances in Brawl where you wouldn't want to be right on top of your target orbiting at 500? What are the merits of holding range at the edge of scram, and why?
All right, well, so that holding it at the edge of scram range is actually, in my opinion, more of a kiting tactic. Technically, you are inside of scram range, but I think the general term for that is scram kiting, and it's really effective, especially in low sec. So you can, let's say, using a double web hook bill with a scram on it. You can almost entirely stop an enemy frigate's movement and move to the edge of their DPS range. So as an example, like a Rifter, well, that's maybe not a great example. Let's use an example of like a Atron. Atrons don't have a lot of range, so when you scram and web that target down, if you move to like 10 kilometers, they will literally do no damage to you. And so you will be able to just slowly pick them apart from just outside of their range. Now, it works. People do it, and it is impressively effective, but it actually doesn't provide you a very wide range of targets. As far as orbiting directly at 500, I don't think you always want to orbit at 500 in any case. I mean, if that's what your ship does really well, if you're in like maybe Tyrannus or something that's got tracking bonuses and has close range weapons, maybe. But you always want to optimize that range specifically to the ship. So you want to select something that's like, you know, maybe 1,000 meters. Pick a range that works well for the ship. Plus, you know, you can always get closer if you start taking taking a lot of incoming DPS. So, anyways,
we were just talking. We were just talking directly at the chat when they're looking at the camera, so they saw you looking down instead of at them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No big deal though. That was a very eloquent response. So it looks like your next slide is a separate.
Yeah, so here's the other thing. Determine the best ammo type, switch prior to engagement. That's true of kiting ships, but a lot of times the best kiting ships are laser, and the best ammo is Scorch, period. It doesn't fucking matter. You just use Scorch when you start kiting with no, that's not always true, just like I keep having to say. But it is true for most engagements, especially with frigate class ships. But yeah, for like brawling ships, a lot of them get options as far as the DPS type that they're doing. So there's like 4 different resist profiles in the game, and there's 4 different damage types in the game. And you'll want to select one that lines up with their lowest resistance. So like a lot of Galante ships have an explosive hull. If you're in a Mimitar ship, you'll select ammunition that does explosive damage. And you want to reload that before you get into the fight. Reloading during a fight, obviously dumb. Know how to slingshot people. There's a lot of really well done videos about how to do that. I think once we go out in ships it might be easier, but slingshotting is essentially like as somebody has their orbit set on you, their orbit is the computer trying to like resolve a proper distance from you. So it's possible to trick them into getting in range unless they're manually piloting. If they're manually piloting, nothing you do affects where their ship is. You may be able to still slingshot them, but it's not like based on, you know, spreadsheet sim, not PowerPoint sim.
Shake my head.
What is that?
Shake my head is the SMH.
Oh. I don't know all the little acronym things. Anyways, it doesn't matter. So target isolation tactics. This is like the fun part of it that we're going to be doing some of in a little bit. Hopefully.
Okay, well, so should we, with that knowledge, set up a ship before we talk about tactics then?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay.
No, if you want to set up a ship, let's set up a ship. Why don't we fly the same thing too, so it'll be fun.
Okay.
Let's fly some claws.
All right.
Claws.
No, am I anywhere near you?
Yeah, we're in the same system.
Oh, cool. Maybe the same hangar.
Yeah, we're in the same spot.
Okay.
So open the market.
Yeah, sure.
And buy yourself a claw. Buy only one of them.
Where the fuck is my mouse?
It might have shut off.
There we go.
Okay. I like claws. I think they're good. They do good DPS. They're fast. They're also, like, I didn't really explain that to you because I am not used to talking to somebody that doesn't know anything. Okay. But like interceptors as a group, all of them. So there's 8 interceptors. They're completely immune to being bubbled.
Okay.
So you can't stop them from warping. Do you know what a bubble is?
I think so, right? It like blocks their warp out of it. I feel like Paul did a lot of that. Maybe I'm mixing it up. I can't find it.
Yeah, it stops them from warping.
I'm such a noob, I can't even find the market. Where is it?
So the market is that. Up. Up, down. There you go.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then just search claw.
Yeah.
The claw!
The claw.
Oops. And I've got a lot of fittings for interceptors, so we'll just pick a good one here.
And this is... Oh, this is in station. Cool. What should I be paying for one?
About 25.
Oh, okay. I'll just buy one of the ones in here.
The top tends to be the offensive and within range. So now you can double click that to assemble it.
Oh, right.
Oh, this is going to go so well.
Why do you say that?
No, it's fine. I'm going to start a fleet with you, so you're going to get an invite, and then I'll link stuff to you.
Okay. Fleet invite. I'm trying to get to the ship anyway. Ensure. Make active. There we go. Alright. I'm in a claw.
Okay, good. Okay, so now this is the fit that you and I are going to go out in. A lot of people will disagree with the way that I've set it up.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. I don't care. I've used it successfully plenty of times, and it'll work. So
because I said so. That's what
I don't know if people can see the actual fit.
It looks like it might be too low resolution. I actually have to use the restroom, so I'll be right back. But you can keep going over it.
It's fine. No, I'm gonna smoke. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smoke. Is there any?
No.
Okay. Minute here. We'll be right back.
Link the PowerPoint.
What?
You should link the PowerPoint.
Well, I'm gonna do it at the end.
No, I'm going to use it right now.
Why?
Because I'm going to use the bathroom. You have time.
Yeah, that's right. I'm wearing sweatpants. Bitches. What should we name the claw? Help me out, dudes. What should I name this ship? I have duct tape here. I could name it something to do with duct tape. I don't know. Feeling uncreative. It is. That is the most important thing. So yeah, Mark just went to go to the bathroom. He will be back soon. CLR, what?
I'm already back.
Actually, no. Oh, son of a bitch!
It's okay.
Justin Bieber tour bus. You can name yours the trainee if you want. I named mine the trainer. Okay, so
it should be master and apprentice.
Oh, no, that seems too pretentious. Anyway, I'm going to go over the fit, and you should just follow along so that you know what the fuck is going on, okay?
All right.
All right, so I want to buy 3 of the 200mm autocannons, which are Tech 2.
Okay. I'm sorry, are you doing that for me or am I doing it?
You're doing it.
Oh my gosh.
You have to fit your own damn ship.
You're giving me too much responsibility, John.
You're going to be flying this out in some hellhole place.
Okay, what was I...
Actually, I'm going to change the fit a little bit, too.
Okay, what did I do?
But it doesn't matter. So get these 3 guns. They're 200mm all autocannons. Now, here, check this out. Click that.
Okay.
Now, right-click. And then view market details.
Yeah. I can get 3.
And get 3 of them. And if anything says, like, 5,000% market regional average, just don't buy it.
Okay.
And just go down the list and do each of those things. Okay, so those obviously are your guns. That's how you're going to deal damage to targets. The next thing on that list is a NOS, or a small diminishing power system drain 1, just a named version of a Nosferatu.
Okay.
Do you know who Nosferatu was?
He's a vampire.
Yes, and similarly, what that module does is allows you to steal energy, capacitor it's called, from an enemy ship, and give it to your own. So it allows your ship to continue running its modules a bit longer. The limited 1 MN microwarp drive obviously is your prop mod.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you know where your fitting window is? Probably not. So,
no. But
well, we'll do it at the end
stuff first. Yeah.
Okay. The next thing on the list is the warp scrambler. This one's particularly expensive because it has lower fitting requirements. Should cost you about 3 million, and that's necessary because of the way this is set up. But it may not be necessary in the end because I'm going to change something out here. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see if that was a necessary change. What are you on now?
Gyro stabilizer.
So that module increases the damage output from your ship.
Okay.
Most PvP ships especially, unless they're bait, they have at least one of those. Usually they have 2 of those.
Did you already speak about the Epsilon warp scram?
Yeah, well, so that shuts down people's ability to warp. That's how you're going to stop them. And that, if you look at it, has a maximum range of 9 kilometers. So these ships they have to get in kind of close.
Okay.
But it'll work.
Now, are these claw fits that we're making? Are they? Would you describe them as kite or brawler?
These are brawling fits, and they have MWDs because they need to be able to get in range. If we were in low sec, it'd probably work fine to have. Whoops. Some, we'll say, like afterburners on them. But we're going to go out into the 0-0. And when you're out in 0-0 space, you have to be able to run away from things.
Okay.
I don't know. You'll see. You'll see why it's important. I guess, because we're bubble immune, technically it wouldn't be that terrible. So one module you're going to change on there is there's a plate. That works for certain things. We're going to use these. So in the fleet chat, I'm going to link you a different module. Buy that instead and put it on in place of the plate.
I don't see a plate in here.
It's 200 millimeter roll tungsten reinforced.
Oh, okay. Well, that was my next thing to buy after damage control. I'm just going to go through and buy them all right away and keep speaking about each one.
Yeah, ancillaries still take cap on the armor reps. The shield reps they don't take cap. On the armor reps they still take cap, which is why we're using a NOS. The truth is, the rep is kind of a last ditch. You're not going to be able to tank a lot of incoming DPS. You just don't have that much effective hit points to do so, right? But that rep, it's almost like additional buffer for your ship, right? So you use it as you're taking damage at the beginning of a fight. Let's say while you're getting in range, you're taking some damage. The goal is to take as little damage as possible, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to do that, you get real tight on that particular target or whatever. We'll do some practice stuff. The other thing we're going to change is that rig is not going to be necessary. So we're going to switch to a something.
Alright, so all the stuff I've just purchased is in here, and I open the fitting window.
Yeah, it's the blue one.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So those, yeah, that's a low slot. And you can tell what slot they go in based on that line. If it's got one line, it's low. If it's got two lines, it's mid. If it's got three, it's high.
Okay.
We're going to switch to these. It's not a great idea, but we're going to do it anyway. For that last rig, okay. That reduces the amount of armor you have slightly, but it increases your speed by a nice margin.
You're talking about using the
polycarbonate
instead of the...
Yeah, no, the polycarbonate engine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you want that on there. You did that,
okay,
right?
okay. Yeah, I didn't see that third link.
Yeah, I just put that there. But
Okay.
You'll want that instead of one of the rigs. So the other thing you'll want to buy is ammunition.
Someone said to add nanite paste to the rep to boost it.
Yeah, we will. And because we have the option to do different damage types, I generally bring along enough to use whichever the preference is in that particular instance.
Is this fourth thing I need to buy? That's the ammo? I bought one, but I don't see the diminishing power system.
What? Which thing are you looking for?
Small diminishing power system.
Did you buy it in a different system?
Fucking no, not.
It doesn't matter.
I thought I bought it all in station.
Just buy a different one.
Okay.
That's the way all of us save money. Just buy a different one. Fuck it.
Okay. I think I might have accidentally bought a few things in a different system.
Okay, I'm going to list a few things. You need to buy 2,000 of each of those ammo types that I'm linking.
Okay.
And then you need to buy about, like, 100 of the nanite repair paste.
It's the gyro state that I'm missing.
Okay, so you're getting there.
I am getting there. I'm actually
So
just
disregard that rig. You want this one, and you want the burst aerator.
Huh? I would disregard which rig?
So you want small projectile burst aerator and the polycarbon. You don't want this one because it's not necessary.
Okay. So you have them linked somewhere?
Yeah, I linked them in.
Okay.
I'll chat.
So I would say that you've edited probably the majority of the fit. I don't know why you bothered
two
linking
things. No, I edited two things.
Buy one. Small projectile.
Yeah, you must have bought that 6 jumps away.
Jury rig?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the other one as well. The small polycarbon. This one right here.
Oh, okay. And then I just need the ammo.
You need
I didn't
the ammo
buy
and the repair paste.
Okay.
So 2,000 of each of those. And what I'm going to do, Mark, while you're working on that, is I'm going to keep going with the presentation.
Okay.
So, target isolation tactics. Hopefully, you'll be able to witness us use some of these in today's little excursion. I'm not 100% positive how we're going to do. You want to buy 100 of those.
Oh. Well, I got one, so I'll buy 99 more.
Okay. So anyways, target selection is important when it comes to, frigate tactics. You want to know what you're fighting against, have a general idea of the likelihood that they're going to have things that will be good at killing you. You'll want to go after stuff that's like equally classed frigates, so you'll be able to fight other interceptors pretty well. This is, in particular, this is a combat interceptor, so if you manage to scram down what would be considered a fleet interceptor, you'll likely be able to do well against them. Attack battlecruisers, which are also called Tier 3 battlecruisers, or they used to be. Those are extremely vulnerable to little ships getting on top of them. They're like a battlecruiser, but they get to use a battleship-sized weapon set.
Okay.
And battleship-sized weapons essentially can't do anything to you. You can just you're essentially immune to their ability to like deal DPS, right? So as long as you get close to them, that is. So they're really good targets. If you find them on their own, it's like the best thing in the world. It's like Christmas, because you know you're going to kill them if you get scram on them. Sure. Cruisers with long-range weapons tend to be really vulnerable, and light interdictors can be vulnerable. It depends what you're flying. I tend to think light interdictors, which are like a Tech 2 destroyer, they are... Well, you bought 2,000 or 4,000 of that. That's okay.
Did I buy 4,000?
Of something. Doesn't matter.
No way.
It doesn't matter. It's cheap, yeah. But they're good targets because they're relatively expensive. So when you kill them, it's like, heck yeah, they're like 75 million. As far as the stuff that you're likely to be able to go after.
All right. Well, I've just purchased all that.
So
obviously, repair go in the hull in the cargo.
Just put in the cargo hold for now.
Okay.
I'll show you what it does. Just highlight all that and put it in the cargo.
Sounds good.
You can shift. Yeah, there you go.
That's what I think.
Okay, so like target selection stuff is difficult because you really have to know a lot about the game in order to be like good at target selection.
Okay.
But we'll figure something out. You'll be with me, so we'll know what we want to fucking shoot at.
Okay.
So this is my diagram of the.
How long did you spend making this?
I don't know. I was at work. Basic on-grid separation tactics. Essentially, you want to be less than 150 kilometers from the furthest enemy ship on grid.
Okay.
What that does is 150 is a very specific range because at greater than 150 kilometers, things can warp to each other.
Okay.
Less than 150 kilometers, they have to manually travel to you or move to a position where they're greater than 150 and move back.
Okay.
So this diagram is of like what would be maybe a mixed fleet composition of enemy ships. Nobody really flies Brutixes in fleets unless they're being weird, right? So those are likely to be close-range ships. That Thrasher is a threat to your ship. In this case, I have like a Dramiel up there as like the example, right?
Okay.
Now, what happens in general is like you'll land on grid maybe at 100 to 120 kilometers. One of the enemy ships or a couple of the enemy ships will be faster than the rest of their friends, and they will chase out after you. As they do so, they put themselves in a position where they are no longer in range to be assisted by their friendly fleet, and you are able to engage them while still with the enemy fleet on grid. So like these guys, even though you're against a whole fleet, right? You're only fighting one target at a time as the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very difficult to go after multiple ships at once. You can do it, but the best way to do it, especially with frigates, is to try and separate vulnerable targets away from the pack that you're fighting, kill them, and then leave.
Okay.
Because these guys will be working on figuring out a way to get up to you, whether that's somebody going around back so they're greater than 150 and then they warp to you, or if they have probes on grid and then a safe spot that's somewhere nearby. There's ways to get out to you, but if you do it right, it gives you time to take out a target and then leave. It works in a tandem small group. It doesn't work that well in a fleet because generally what will happen is one of your guys will be out of position and get nuked, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
If you went with a bunch of really good people, it'd probably work. So that's one way to separate them. There are some important things to know about that, though. Like, if you land on grid and these targets are able to fire greater than 100 kilometers, you don't have a lot of range to really play in. You've got maybe 50 kilometers if you're lucky. Generally, stuff that can shoot 100 can shoot farther than 100. But so you need to know what you're engaging in front of.
Okay.
This is a diagram related to aggression timers. So let's say you land on gate with a fleet, right?
Okay.
Your goal when you do something like that, as long as you're fast enough, is to try and get one of the targets away from the friendly targets. So let's say you land and you're with the fleet on the same side of the gate. You're very close to each other. You have to wait until maybe one of them will aggress. And if it's the correct one, like if it's one you want to try and engage, you'll hop through the gate. And as you hop through, the fleet, a lot of times, will jump through with you. And when they do that, when you shoot somebody at a gate, people end up with an aggression timer. An aggression timer stops them from taking the gate. Okay. And it lasts for 60 seconds. So, like, this guy aggresses this guy. All of these guys who are not aggressed jump the gate. These two guys are trying to catch this guy. Mm-hmm. And as this guy is on the gate with these two dudes, he dives back onto this gate, reactivates it, comes back over to this side, where he is now alone with the guy who initially attacked him.
And can't jump.
And can't jump. Okay. And his friends, a lot of times what will happen is when you're reapproaching, these targets will shoot at you. So then they'll be stuck on the opposite side of the gate. And when you get this guy alone, you smash him, and then you leave. Because obviously that only gives you 60 seconds, and you're going to be relatively close to the enemy ships. So, like, it's that's why it's the advanced frigate tutorial, because it is tricky to do, and you have to get a little lucky, because you have to, if you when you jump through a gate, it spawns you at a random location. So it's possible that you land really far away from this target, and by the time you get to them, these guys are like 15 seconds away from jumping through and being right next to them. But it is possible to do. Mm-hmm. So this is another way to harass an enemy fleet. You can wait at your little tactical location further than 150. So in this case, you want to be far away from the gate, far enough away that you can warp to it. Okay. And you'll see these guys, like if they're big slow ships, and it works good with a small gang too. People in fleets a lot of times, because they have to fly their own ships, right? So you'll align as a group and try and work together. There's usually somebody who's dumb in your fleet or in the enemy fleet. Okay. And the dumb guy will be not aligned, and the enemy the ships will warp off without him, so he'll be all alone. Well, if you jump right behind them, when you jump right behind them, you will be able to hold your cloak, right? So you jump through a gate and you're invisible and invulnerable for 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. And as that happens, you can witness which ones are being left behind. And if the ones that are being left behind are a vulnerable target, you can decloak and grab them while their fleet is still in warp to the next gate. Okay. So they have to not only, or wherever they went, so not only that do you have this target alone, you've got enough time where they have to go all the way back to the other gate and then return if they want to try and help that guy. Right. So it separates them out. All of these are about isolating one or two targets from the enemy fleet, getting rid of it, and then trying to leave before they come back and assist. It works. It's really funny when it happens, and it always happens to the dumbest people. So they get mad and they rage in local, and it's hilarious. Sure. So a quick review, and then we're going to go. Okay. Key to fighting outnumbered is target isolation. unless you are trying to do some kind of 100 MN Tengu thing with links and whatnot. Most ships are actually relatively balanced in the game now. So you're not going to fit up a, like I keep having to say, there's exceptions, but you're not going to be able to fit up an average Hurricane and go fight, 2 Brutixes with it and win. You might kill one of them. You might find people that are really bad and kill 2 of them, but in general, it's not like that viable to just go after that. So you have to try and get enemy ships separated from each other.
Okay.
Knowing ship types and common fits is necessary for target selection. Like I said to you a few times during this, that just comes with experience. Once you've flown a ship, you're generally more aware of its capabilities. Timing is everything. That's true. Don't hesitate. Don't strike too early. Lots of timing stuff with that. Low risk targets can be satisfying for a while, but eventually you'll want to kill more dangerous play. Don't get lazy or complacent. Yeah, it's definitely fun to go after mining barges. All I have to say, they've changed some of the mining barges. Some of them can fight really hard now.
Really?
So, yeah, it's hilarious, actually. So you'll want to, it's like hilarious. You can just wait around for that dumb guy in a hauler that's not scouting himself and isn't warp core stabilized. You can do that stuff. That works. But really, that's not all that interesting when it comes to actually playing the game. You're gonna get kills. You'll get money. It's fun for a while. Killing like enemy ships in front of their friends and then being like, peace. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. It's very satisfying when it works. As that's it. So, guys watching the Scream stream, it's about to get violent. We are going to go on our little roam here.
All right.
And don't say anything out loud. I'm going to put a desto here.
Okay.
And we're going to travel to that location together. And
do we have saboteurs?
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. Saboteurs indeed. I feel like we're listing to the right with the camera, so I'm going to fix that, and then we'll just best speed to the...
Are we listing to the right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we totally are. I love how slowly it happens, because you don't really notice until you fix it. Alright.
King duct tape. Okay.
That's a pretty ship.
Yeah, so close that, and then the undock button's kind of up in the upper right. Nope. There you go.
Oh, okay.
It's the one that says undock.
Yeah, okay. Well, see, that's one major problem. The UI, how could I know that the undock button would undock me?
I don't know. You'd have to be some kind of psychic or something.
I'd have to be, what is it, Icelandic? Is that where they're from?
I don't know. Don't talk about Icelandic people on the stream. They could be watching.
No, well, no. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm just saying that, I mean, there's a language barrier between undock button and undocking.
They all speak English.
I'm sure they do.
Like I've never heard anybody like, well, this programming was written in Viking, so we can't do shit about it.
It's written in Viking.
Although they do say like, oh, we have legacy code that can't be resolved, so we can't fix old sections of the game. So that is kind of a thing.
Huh.
Yeah, just use the overview, go from thing to thing.
Oh, okay. Where do I see?
You're looking for the yellow gate.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's marked.
It's yellow, and it's a gate. There you go.
Goes all the way down.
Yeah, but you'll want to just use this up here, Mark.
Yeah.
If you click this, that jumps you automatically, so you don't have to... Yeah, just click it now. It'll do it once you land.
Okay.
There you go. Now you'll jump through, but just do that. And yours should look more like mine. Do we what?
I don't know. The latency is too much. I can't. I don't know what it was in response to.
It's only like 15 seconds. I have no idea what they're talking about. Oh, I should probably give people a doc.
Yeah, put the duck up.
So I'm really bad at getting to the Google Doc thing. Oh, come on. I'm too fast for you.
See, you thought I would offend them. You're the one doing it.
All the people that...
He did respond in English, though.
All the people who could possibly be offended by that speak English. So, fuck.
It's probably not offended.
It's like a, you know, bit of a paradox if somebody says to you in English, I don't speak English. Well, you just did, didn't you?
Some people, they learn Spanish, but only enough to say that they don't speak Spanish.
That's true.
No hablo español.
But they spoke it in that instance, didn't they?
I suppose they did. I'm loving this automatic jump thing. The jump key.
Yeah,
that's much nicer.
A lot better, right? That was probably added like 3 or 4 years ago. It's old, but it's still very nice.
Jumping. I also like the jump animation.
I wonder if I played music on the speakers, if that would be super annoying for those people watching the stream.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Isn't it illegal anyways? Or not illegal?
Not illegal. But the thing is, it'll sound so shitty through the speakers that, like, I don't think they'll
you'll never
pick it
get
up.
caught.
Like, it's an automated bot thing that finds it. Oh, group your guns and load them.
Okay. With what?
So that black button to the left groups them.
And what do I load them with, though?
I would load them with Republic Fleet EMP to start with. A lot of things have EM holes.
Okay. I can't do that while cloaked.
No, you cannot.
I didn't know. Can I do it while warping?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't do that.
Oh, whoops, I'm pressing the wrong button.
Right click on it.
Yeah, no, I did it before.
Okay,
Don't worry about it. Right.
Yep, and I would move. Do you see how mine's configured? I mean, you can put it however you used to.
Do you see how mine's configured?
Yeah, but I mean, whatever way you're gonna remember, you have to, this right here. That's an damage control. That is an active module, so you want that to be online.
Oh, it's already online. I thought I have to press something.
No. You have to, like, see how mine's got a little bar going around it?
Yeah.
Just get used to turning that online every time you go somewhere.
Alright.
Streams up to 22, probably 22 people.
24.
Preparing to kill us.
They're all of them mounting to our destination.
They're like, they're in frigates! Bring out the fucking everythings! Yep. Honestly, that's why so many people quit this game, because, like, there's a lot of that. And it's okay. I mean, it's always to be expected, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think Pandora made us kill our bandwidth too much.
Oh my god, I would murder it.
Ugh. I want to listen to music.
Don't crash the stream.
It's so much better playing with music, though. Okay, so you can use these controls up top to control nearly everything, right?
Okay.
When you click on a ship, that'll give you an option to approach it. We're gonna do stuff in 0-0 for a sec. What the next jump that you're taking is dangerous space.
Oh, okay. So don't do it.
No, do it.
Oh, do it. All right.
As soon as you get in warp to me. So do you know how to do that? Open up this fleet window. Oh, you got it open, and then you'll right click on my name at fleet and warp to 0. Okay.
Okay. So come through.
Yeah, go through right now. Go through.
Okay.
Yeah. Say yes.
Okay. Are you reading the chat?
Yeah. It's too bad. Too bad. There can't be music.
They got rid of it? Is that what it's about?
No,
I remember listening to the Eve jukebox, and they turned it off.
Yeah. It sucks. So I mean, I don't know if they. I think they did get rid of it actually.
All right, I'm inside.
This maybe does Eve have music anymore? I don't know. I guess that wouldn't kill me.
So I don't see you in the right.
Just warp to me.
I don't see you.
Yeah, no. Right click here.
Oh, okay.
On my name.
Sure.
And warp to member at 0. It's under fleet.
Oh, okay.
Fleet.
Sure.
There you go. Warp to member. Do that.
Relax.
Well, the reason I'm trying to hurry is because you'll probably get killed.
I see. Such confidence.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Actually,
here we are.
Here we are. Now, do you know how to align?
Yeah.
Click on car, that gate right there, and then align.
Okay. Aligning.
Okay. Scratch that. Right click in space.
Okay.
And align to the station. So remember, this reps your ship, and actually turn on your damage control.
Oh, right. Does it go? It turns off every time I jump or something?
Yeah, every time you jump.
Okay. Every time you jump or every time I warp?
Every time you jump.
Oh, okay. Eve has a soundtrack, he says.
Does it? Where is it? We can turn some Eve sounds on, I guess.
It'd be better than silence, I think.
Maybe. It's honestly, from what I remember, it was shit.
Well, it's just like space noises, ethereal stuff.
Oh, we'll see. Okay, so I turned it on. I don't hear anything yet.
Alright.
Okay. So just hang on a second.
I was at a station.
No, you're not going to a station. This is hostile space. We cannot go to stations here.
I thought you just told me to warp to a station.
No, I did not. I warped you. You're just under my control.
No, we're going to check the archive. You fucking just told me to warp to a station.
I told you to align to a station.
Oh, align to a station.
It's different. Yeah, aligning lets you warp faster.
No, I know what aligning does.
Okay.
I didn't... I'm glad I didn't warp then. I probably just aligned.
Yep. You would have died if you warped. Maybe.
Turn Eve music on in settings.
I just did. Align to the Carigadian, please. In settings, music level, audio enabled. Yeah. Am I in the right spot?
You'll have to wait 15 seconds to find out. The suspense is killing me.
So, the music in the game is actually, I don't know, it's a little bit entertaining, but the problem is that you play the game for such a long period of time when you play it. It's not like you sit down, and so eventually, no matter what, it becomes repetitive. How about align to the station again?
Okay.
don't click it, but shift and click the armor repair. That will preheat it, and when, yeah, no, to the right of that. Shift and click. There you go. And that's preheated now. We'll see. Hello, Papelos.
What is that?
That is a warp disruption bubble. And somewhere a thresher. Oh, he's kind of at the edge of the bubble.
Is this something we're gearing up to fight?
It is. He's not actually fit. Like, he doesn't have any guns on that. Just approach him. Turn your micro-warp drive on.
Alright, where is he on the right?
Just use the overview. He's the thrasher. Turn your micro-warp drive on and approach him.
Alright.
Oh, he docked. Don't. Never mind.
Okay.
So turn your micro-warp drive off, and then use the overview. Select Kari, and just realign there for now.
Okay. So he docked. Is there any chance he's coming out with something more suited to fight?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a good possibility of it.
Alright.
Yeah, you're gonna follow me into warp here.
Okay.
We might just go on a little roam here anyway. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just go. So align to D61A. Okay, in there, set destination to that system.
Okay.
Now remember, once you go through a gate, you have to reactivate the damage control.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice big bubble too. I'm glad we went with interceptors.
Should I be jumping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can hold for a sec. I'll jump.
Oh, well. I think we might already be jumping.
No, I'm jumping.
Okay, good.
Okay, you can come through. Are you in?
It's just letting me jump out.
Okay. Just take that one.
Okay.
We should go relatively the same speed. Yeah, like that. Good.
Zoom.
Okay, align to the out gate.
Code says there's no music, only on SoundCloud.
There is no music.
I'm sorry, which game?
The one that's
Oh,
next.
okay, yeah. Line 2.
You're so slow. Just kidding. Now just hang on a sec. Hold.
Okay. Hold.
Okay, jump in. You'll have to tell me in the stream if this is super annoying. Oh, you probably can't even hear
I can't hear it.
Oh, just wait there. Wait there. Oh, no, that's okay. I'll meet you there. Actually, you'll probably have less people dock up. So now, click that.
So here?
Middle. Up. Right there. Scan.
Alright. There's people. There sure are. So you're jumping through the same system?
I am.
Okay. So what's the target?
Yes, no, we're fine. Absolutely. Try this first.
Split it through your headphones. I thought you were playing it up from home or something. That's pretty loud.
Only the stream will know.
We're in the future.
We are.
Wee. Yeah. I think they're probably gonna tell us it's super loud. You'll have to switch back to the Twitch. Too loud.
Okay, it's fine. I don't. It sucks anyway.
Whatever. Sorry, guys. All right. So
We're just a couple noobs sitting in about. Come fight us, please.
So give me some feedback on what you're doing here.
I'm looking for people for us to shoot at. I aligned to the station in here.
Okay.
So what happens in these back systems is that there's people trying to make money, and they've got a list of people who are cool to them and a lot of people who are not, and I'm on the list of people they do not like, so they go and they either hide or they go get a fleet together and try and chase me away. So that's really what's happening, is that there's... Ooh. Just saying a sec. No. Well. They're all in stations right now.
I see.
But that's okay. We'll find something. Oh, here we go. Fly with me to the gate. Just take that warp.
Okay.
Yeah, you have damage control on. Good. Good.
Didn't you know I'm pro now?
Oh, yeah.
I saw a PowerPoint presentation.
Fuck off.
That was good. Well put together.
All the pros agree.
So you'll have to let me know if we're jumping through or what we're doing.
Yeah, right now we're holding for a sec. I'm just confirming, in fact, that all of them are hiding in stations. There are 2 of us, after all. There's only 20 of them, so it makes sense. You're less alarming than me. Why don't you go through and see if there's anybody out and about?
Okay.
Oh, actually, let's kill that.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead and jump through.
All right. Oh, whoops.
I think
Start
it might cloak on you. Let's just do what we can. Maybe we'll get lucky.
All right. I've gone through. Oh, you did too.
I'm coming through too because he's.
Okay. So it's a shot G. Is it the retribution?
Yeah, but we want to go for the impel.
Okay. And so what should I do?
Okay, lock up the retribution of Ashad. Great. We're gonna go for him instead. Okay, and I want you to just orbit at 500.
Orbit 500. Okay, and
just overheat your guns.
All right. Should I be? What should I have on here?
All of your modules.
All of everything. Oh. Should I have my micro warp on?
No, you can turn that off.
Okay.
Just get your damage going as much as possible.
Oh, he's taking heat.
Yep, I am too.
No, he's taking heat.
I know.
All right.
He's probably gonna kill me, and then he'll probably be able to kill you. But just do your best. It's fine. Keep overheating. He's going into structure. Oh, it's gonna be a close one, buddy.
All right.
Are you overheating your guns?
I don't know. I have them running. I don't know.
It's okay. Just keep them running. Keep them running.
Okay.
Oh, that was close. Yep. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, you're down half hull. That's pretty bad.
He saved his impel friend though. That was a more expensive ship, but.
All right.
Okay. Good job. Okay, so what I meant by overheat was like shift click the guns so that they cycle faster.
Okay. I'll do that next time.
Put GF in local. That's the polite thing to do in that case.
Okay.
And we are getting
where should
the
I be
fuck
going?
out of here. You'll come with me.
Following warp. Where's local? I don't see local actually listed on here.
Look how fucked up my ship is. See all the red marker?
Yeah.
That indicates like the heat damage that you take.
Okay. Where is local? I'm trying to. So this got a good fight.
Oh.
Oh,
right
there
I
it is.
put it up top. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You almost got popped, dude.
I know.
You're gonna repair?
Yeah. So you can't really repair structure unless you have specialized equipment going on.
Okay.
But I can repair the heat damage, and if I rather than wasting this stuff, I'll just use the capacitor to rep that. So let's align to that gate.
Oh, the only. Which gate? I wasn't watching.
That one.
Okay.
I don't know which one of us got that.
Oh,
I got that.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
Well, then I don't have any kills at all.
No. It still it still counts for you as well.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a bit of a weird fit. Like 100mm plate isn't great, but he did well with it.
Criticize him in local.
What's up with your plate, brah? I think that fit isn't hindered by having a larger plate on it at all, and it probably fits just fine. So I don't know. Maybe he had some other reason, but
Money issues.
Money issues. Yeah. He just lost 29 million. So.
Oh well, we're money issues.
I'm not gonna have enough pace to fix this fucking thing.
I can give you pace. I haven't taken any damage.
No. You need your pace to run your repper. But actually, I think what we should do is, I'll just go. We're actually close to high sec, so change your alignment to this one. Look on my screen.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh.
No, actually, no. That one.
Okay.
The other thing was, we probably weren't great for using EM ammo against that guy. It was sort of situational. Like we just jumped in there.
Right.
But EM is a pretty bad damage type to use against that guy.
Okay.
But so 1 versus 1, I would have lost, right? And the reason being, I mean, a few reasons. The guy did a good job, but another reason being that the assault frigate, which is what we just killed, is really good at killing interceptors. Is good at killing ships that are frigate classed but lighter weight in their tank.
Okay.
I'm gonna say we just make a run for it, and so just we're gonna hit gates, and you're just gonna hit jump.
Okay.
You see all the flames trailing out of my ship. In case that guy's watching the stream, 53% structure. Okay, good job.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one. Right there, why?
Okay. Yeah.
I know you were busy working on your own stuff. You may or may not have noticed, like, when we were in scram range of each other, both of us had micro-warp drives, so both of us were shut down. Knowing what I know about the game, Retributions have far superior range than claws, set up the way that ours are set up. And even close range Retribution has better range than a long range claw, truly. Like they're very good at kiting, even though they're not that fast.
Okay.
So my only option was to just hug that guy as close as I could. So my orbit distance, I set it to 500. That wasn't necessarily the best for me dealing damage. Are you through?
Yeah.
Okay. But it was the best for me to try and stay alive. I'm not positive you would have finished him off if I had died. You may have, though, because he didn't have an active rep. So it was not like once my damage goes away, he's going to suddenly catch up. It's more like once my damage goes away, it's a matter of time before he can finish you off,
right,
or not. But we got it done. That's what counts. Jump through here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll go to a different area or something if you're interested. Otherwise, I'm happy you played.
Well, should we? So this one's gonna get archived, right?
Oh yeah.
Should we try and see if we can get the more advanced tactics that you were describing, like gate tactics and stuff? I mean, I know it's all up to chance on what we.
Yeah, I really wish we would that. If that Retribution hadn't been there, that Impel is a hauler. It's a relatively expensive hauler. Probably, like, I think the hull, just the ship itself, is like 140, 150.
Okay.
And then whatever it's carrying is also probably expensive. Now that guy may have been, like, that might have been his alt or his friend that he was like watching the gate for. And so when we dive in and we grab that thing, he's obviously there to stop us from just taking that ship.
Sure.
So why don't you go to ESSA and we'll dock up and then what'd you do?
I went to the. I think I just went.
Push control space. There you go.
Can't do that while
working. You can do that while working. It's lying. You're fine. And then just select the other one.
Okay. Is this one I'm trying to do? Okay.
You want to jump.
Okay.
So I think what we'll do maybe is we'll regroup. We can start a different stream. This archive is going to be like 2 hours long anyway. So we say thanks very much for watching, dudes. You can say whatever you want, but yeah. Anyway, that was it. That was Mark's first time PvPing in Eve. He's been keeping this queue going long enough to fucking make it count. Did you just go? Okay, you went to the right spot. Okay. We did get somewhat of a little brawl. And yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you liked the tutorial presentation. Are these fucking Eve sounds actually on? Jesus Christ.
I saw that after we got the kill, after that fight, we've lost like 10 viewers. Just steadily it went down.
They're like, no, I don't want to listen to that shit.
I've seen enough.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I think that was a good enough stream.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time. We'll be streaming again. Subscribe if you thought it was fun. Are you hooked? Forever on this game?
No.
Oh,
Sorry, dude.
fuck. Too bad.
No, I'm glad I could help you with the stream though.
Yeah, sweet. Maybe we'll make you do more stuff later.